Now is a great time for employees to revisit their career goals, reevaluate whether or not they're happy at work, and then what to do about it.
You know it too. And joining us this morning is Amber Watts, Regional Director for Talent Solutions and business consulting firm Robert Half, to help us all out this morning. Good morning, Amber. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
Now, how can someone who's an employee assess their situation and decide whether they might want to change jobs?
Yeah, so you said it. This is a perfect time to do a spring clean of your career. We're ending Q1, we're headed into springtime. It's a good time to step back and really revisit your career goals. Are you happy at work? Are you happy in your role? Or maybe it's just an opportunity to jot down some career accomplishments that you want to make this year.
What do you find makes people happy or not so happy at work? I know certainly finances always seem to top that list, but there have to be a lot of other things that are a deciding factor for people.
Yeah, and some of the top ones we're seeing right now are going to be work-life balance, and that includes flexibility, remote work. The next one is going to be they want to feel appreciated by their management team. And then lastly, compensation. They want to be paid fairly for the work that they're doing.
Are there any tips that you can give us as to how someone might be able to negotiate for a salary or that new job?
Sure. I have actually 3 tips that I stand by, and I love negotiating salary. So the first thing you got to think about is you want to be confident, right? So the first thing to do is you want to make sure you know your worth. Do the research. Make sure you know what your salary and experience pays here in the Houston market. You can use resources like the Robert Half Salary Guide. Next is you want to prepare and practice. Negotiating can be very emotional, and sometimes when you walk in there you forget everything you've accomplished that year. So jot those down and practice with a family member so that when you're sitting in front of your manager you feel very confident in presenting your case for the salary you're looking for.
Okay, let's say that we do that homework that you said, and then you go, uh-oh, it's time to change jobs if I want some quality of life going on here. What is your best advice, maybe strategies to find that new job?
Yeah, so the first thing is you really want to think about the why. Outline the pros and the cons of leaving your position and finding a new job opportunity. The saying, you know, the grass is not always greener on the other side, so you really want to outline the why. And keep in mind, our research at Robert Half showed that the #1 reason that companies are bypassing resumes is frequent job hopping. So you want to make sure you know why. And the second thing is think outside of just the salary. I think compensation is important, don't get me wrong, but that's not the only thing that's important when you're considering a job. Think about work-life balance, flexibility. Do you have a supportive manager, a collaborative team, and do you have growth and advancement opportunity where you're at before you even start that search?
Recently we've been hearing a lot about quiet quitting, so to speak. What are some of the pitfalls of quiet quitting?
Yeah, so if you think about that, when you start that type of approach in the work field, people see that. Your colleagues see that, other managers see that, and it can really jeopardize your reputation. You know, it's a small world out there, and you never know when you're going to come in contact with one of those individuals again.
For someone who doesn't really understand what that means, we're talking about you're just losing your steam, you've lost interest, you're not really getting involved at work, you're just sort of getting by. In other words, just showing up and going through the day drum of the day.
You're doing the bare minimum. You're not taking any additional projects, you're not participating very much, you're just basically doing the minimum to get by at the job you're at.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Get her done. Do
not.
that job the best you can. Amber, thank you. Such good information, and obviously something everyone's going through. I still can't believe the number. 2 jobs for every person who wants one, right?
Houston's strong right now.
Wow, that's incredible.
Great for our economy.
Good information coming in from Robert Half this morning.
Thank you.